Hi, Steve Adubato here. It is my pleasure to introduce for the first time on this particular set. He is someone who is no stranger to those of us in the broadcasting world and to viewers and listeners. Bill Spadea, morning show host at New Jersey 101.5, can be seen every morning, weekdays 6 to 10 a.m., and also the host of Chasing News, seen on Fox Station Philadelphia 29.
Fox 29, Fox
5 in New York, and My 9 in New Jersey and New York. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks, Steve.
What do you love about, by the way, you were with us. You did some programming with us as a commentator early on in your career.
Yeah.
You ran for Congress.
Phil Elijah.
That's right, Phil Elijah.
We did the little back and forth. It was great.
What year did you run for Congress?
I ran in 2004, ran against Rush Holt.
And you also, great career in real estate?
Yeah, I spent almost 20 years in real estate. I'm still a broker. Still a broker in New Jersey, a broker in New York, broker in Massachusetts, Washington State. You know, you never leave the old career. What do you do in your spare time?
Right, I know. So tell folks what happens at New Jersey 101.5 every morning. Describe the
every
show.
morning. So it's well, first of all, it starts with a very early schedule. It's it was a huge change for me. I get up at 3 in the morning.
No, you don't.
And I do. I get up at 3. Yeah, 3:10. All right, so I'm fudging
Okay,
a little bit. 3:10. I sleep in a little bit.
What happens then?
And I get up and go to the gym. I found a 24-hour gym. See, I can't just get up and have a cup of coffee and shower.
I'm with you.
Right? You got to start your whole day. So I get up, I go to the gym, and typically I'm the only one there. Not all the time, though.
Yeah.
Not a lot of talk going on at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I get home, and then I sort of decompress, and I write the show. Not a script. I just go through Twitter. I go through the AP. You know, what's happening? What's happening out there? What am I going to talk about? And that takes, sometimes I'm about an hour reading up, looking at things, shower, change. But here's the thing, I have to get ready for the TV show because we tape Chasing News in the afternoon.
Are you dressed for TV
so
on
I'm
radio?
Dressed at 6 in the morning.
No, you're not.
I am. I got the
You
tie
do the
on.
4 hours?
I'm in uniform, 4 hours, and I stand.
You do not.
Yeah, I do. That was a whole battle. Because everybody used to sit, and I replaced Jim Gerhardt. I mean, he was a legend.
He's a legend.
Guy, 25 years.
Right.
Gerhardt
didn't dress up.
Show. No, he was
suit.
hanging out. He had the hat on.
Part of what made him great.
Exactly. He was very real, down to earth. But for me, it's also that visual medium that we're live streaming a lot of our guests.
You are.
And when we pull audio to put on the website, it's visual. It's all from the cameras.
Right.
So anyway, I love it. It gets me going. So the day just keeps going. So we start I'm usually at the studio around 5:30. And then if anything else changes, I check in with the news guys and, Eric Scott. We see if anything changed, and then we just go.
We're shooting in early June 2016. Let's just say the presidential campaign is starting to heat up.
Yeah.
The general, Hillary Clinton has won the nomination. Donald Trump has won the nomination on the other side. Tell us what you see.
I think it's going to be closer than anybody would have ever predicted. If you go back a year, we go back a year from today, every week there was another news story about how Donald Trump was going to unravel, going to implode, was going to stop, and the guy continues to gain momentum. And there are two things that I look at. One are polls are good if they're local. I don't think they're great if they're national. National polls have them relatively close in some of them, but I look at Ohio,
as we do the program.
Yeah, exactly. Early
change.
June, anything could change. But no matter what Trump says in the next few weeks or a few months, it doesn't seem like it has a negative impact on his poll numbers. And the anecdotal evidence is that I get calls. So part of my show in the morning, Chasing News is taped, but I'm live on the radio 4 hours every day. And I get calls, and a lot of the folks, especially early morning, they're driving trucks. They're truck drivers coming on the turnpike. They're coming up 295 and Route 80. And many are Democrats. And the first question is always about Governor Christie. And a lot of them, we're not happy with Governor Christie. And nope, I never vote Republican. And I always follow it up by saying, well, who do you like for president? I would say 7 out of 10. Donald Trump.
Why?
Jobs. It's a perception that Donald Trump has tapped into what working class and middle class Americans have thought for years that politicians have sold them out. And whether it's jobs going to Mexico or China, whether there's a specific issue there or not, or if it's just a feeling that the guy has their back. And he's communicated that pretty well.
So let me ask you something about this. I'll talk about Hillary and Clinton in a second. So some of the things that Trump says, as we do this program, he's in the middle of a situation. Some things he said about a federal judge that were just outrageous by most standards. Democrat, Republican, a whole bunch of people think that. Challenge his ability to be impartial in the Trump University case, even though a guy's born in Indiana,
Right.
Call him a Mexican. I don't even know what that means. Your listeners not bothered by that?
Not only not bothered, but annoyed. The perception that I get from people, annoyed that it seems to be this political class of people, the media and the politicians, who are harping on it. The average person doesn't care.
Who brought it up?
You know? What do you mean? Who brought the initial thing up?
Donald Trump.
Oh, I can't believe that he's made such a big deal out of it.
Well, my point is,
he would just stop talking about it.
They're mad that some of your listeners are mad that some of us in the media are talking about it in the political class. But Trump brought it up. Do they say, I wish he would have talked about Hillary Clinton?
No, I don't hear that. I hear that from the political pros. The pollsters and the consultants are like, oh my God, what's he doing?
And you know that world.
And I know that world. I spent a lot of years in politics, as you know, and they're frustrated with him. But that's just because no political consultant could have mapped out this path to the nomination. How did Trump get to the nomination? Nobody could have predicted it. They didn't predict it. And it goes against most of the models. He reminds me of George Costanza. There was a Seinfeld where George said, I'm going to just do the opposite. The opposite. That's it.
So no matter what his people tell him, the advisors tell him to do the opposite.
Do the opposite.
And Hillary Clinton.
And it's working.
Working so far.
Working so far. I think it's going to be close. If you look at and again, early polling, but the fact that this early, with all this controversy, you got Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Florida in play. I think even states like New Jersey and New York, and here's Hillary's problem. Her advantage is she's going to be able to come off and say, look, I'm measured. I'm not Donald Trump. I'm not going to fly off the handle. You know what you get. That's part of her problem, though. You know what you get. And the Democrats that I've talked to that have an issue voting for her, it's same old thing. They're tired of the same
Can she excite people?
I don't think so. And there are a couple different groups that I think she has trouble with. One is young people. She spoke at a college in New Jersey a few weeks ago. And, as I was telling you, the crowd was middle-aged donors. It wasn't young people. All the young people were on a bus somewhere to go see Bernie. Right? They were traveling out of state to go see Bernie. Here she is trying to give this speech. So that hurts her. Second group is, I think she is going to underestimate, and the Democrats might underestimate, the power of the energy industry and the fact that these coal miners in West Virginia really flat out rejected her. When they did a question of Democrats after the West Virginia primary that Bernie won, 15% said they'd rather vote for Trump than Hillary. And Democrats. And on the other side, it was 8% said I'd vote for Hillary over Trump. So I think her negative impact on the Democrats is worse than Trump's impact on the Republicans.
Before let's chat here, how much do you love talking about politics?
I love it.
You don't get bored with it?
I really don't.
This campaign's not going to bore you.
This campaign, I'm
and then you're going to move into 2017 New Jersey governor's race.
Gubernatorial election. I can't wait. I finally figured out a way to get paid to just talk.
And listen to people.
I listen to people, and if you do have your ear to the ground, if you do listen to people, the voters are more educated than you think, because educated may be the wrong word. It's not formal education. It's life education. They're thinking about, how do I pay that car payment? Am I really going to be able to afford to get my kid to school? Can I make that next mortgage payment? That's what it's about.
Bill, make sure 101.5 every morning, 6 to 10, Chasing News. Real quick, the app. Tell everybody the app they can get you.
NJ1015 has an app that you can download from iTunes and hear us anywhere.
Anywhere. It doesn't matter where you are. Someone says, the signal. Forget it. It's got nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
You can get it anywhere.
Get it anywhere. My daughter goes to school in London. Listens every once in a while.
Believe me, nobody in my family watches or listens. That's a whole other story. We'll do a family show another time. Bill Spadea, all over the media. Good stuff. Keep up what you're doing.
Thanks,
Stay with us. One-on-one. We'll be right back right after this. Thank you, Bill.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been provided by Investors Bank, the New Jersey Education Association, Verizon, Qualcare Inc., Johnson & Johnson, ShopRite Supermarkets, and by the New Jersey Office of the Insurance Fraud Prosecutor. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.